Hey everyone, today we're gonna talk about some of Johnny Depp's most iconic roles. Just so you know, this is not a ranking and not everyone is going to like the same movies. Johnny Depp stars in so many amazing movies that it was very hard to choose, but here we go. Edward Scissorhands. Directed by Tim Burton, Edward Scissorhands is one of Burton's best movies and one of Johnny Depp's most iconic roles. Edward is an artificial humanoid who's almost completed, but his creator died before he could finish Edward, who ends up with scissor blades instead of hands. Edward meets a suburban lady who takes him home, introduces him to the world and to her daughter Peg, whom Edward falls in love with. It's the beautiful story of an outcast magically portrayed by Johnny Depp. Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean. Captain Jack Sparrow needs no introduction. Johnny Depp made a huge impact on the cinema industry and for generations to come with his iconic portraying of everyone's favorite pirate. He's hilarious, charming, badass, a good guy despite his handless attempts to thinking about him first. His Jack's gesture follows him now everywhere he goes and defined his role. The Pirate of the Caribbean series, at least the first trilogy if you're a fan of the original cast and plot, is one of the greatest and most expensive cinema trilogy ever made. And it's kind of pretty obvious when we see a character as well developed and as charismatic as Captain Sparrow, the rest of the movie has to be up to it. Ichabot Crane in Sleepy Hollow. Directed by Tim Burton and released in 1999, Johnny Depp is absolutely phenomenal as Inspector Ichabot Crane. Here's the story in case you don't know or don't remember this movie. In 1799, Inspector Ichabot Crane is sent to Sleepy Hollow to investigate a series of terrifying murders. The very wealthy Peter von Garrett, his son, as well as a widow have been found beheaded and their heads had disappeared from the crime scene. Ichabot Crane is a very rational and logical man who is going to have to face the legend that everyone is talking about in town. The murderer is said to be the Headless Horseman, a mercenary from the American Revolution War who is back from hell, riding a black horse and seeking revenge. J.M. Barrie in Finding Neverland. Released in 2004, Finding Neverland was directed by Mark Forster and is based on the 1998 play The Man Who Was Peter Pan. Johnny Depp portrays the Scottish writer J.M. Barrie. In 1903, Barrie meets Sylvia Davis and her four sons, George, Jack, Peter, and Michael, who will then inspire him to write Peter Pan. They all developed a great friendship, and Barrie even appears as a father figure for the kids as their own dad died. Johnny Depp gave such a dramatic and raw performance, he was nominated for an Oscar in 2005. Sweeney Todd. If you're a musical kid like me, you obviously know Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, directed by Tim Burton and based on the 1979 Broadway musical. This is a tragic story of Benjamin Barker, aka Sweeney Todd, an English barber who was falsely convicted and exiled by Judge Turpin, an awful and sinister man who was in love with the barber's wife. Years later, Barker comes back to London, and when he learns that his wife poisoned herself after being abused by Judge Turpin, and that his own daughter Joanna is now Turpin's ward, whom he even wishes to marry, Barker becomes Sweeney Todd, a serial killer who basically kills anyone who crosses his path. His ultimate goal is to kill Judge Turpin and his accomplices to set Joanna free. Johnny Depp's depth of character is truly impressive, and he was again nominated for an Oscar. Gilbert in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. This 1993 American drama tells the story of Gilbert Grape, portrayed by Johnny Depp, who has to take care of his young brother Arnie, portrayed by a very young Leonardo DiCaprio, who is mentally disabled, and he also had to care for his mother Bonnie, whose morbid obesity enables her from repairing the house or even to watch her son Arnie outside of the house. Both Depp and DiCaprio's performances were absolutely extraordinary and also shows the versatility of Johnny Depp as an actor. Donnie Brasco. In Donnie Brasco, Johnny Depp portrays a FBI agent, Joe Pistone, who goes by Donnie Brasco when he infiltrates the Mafia of New York. As Brasco gets more and more involved in the Mafia situation, his undercover work is compromised, his marriage and his family life fall apart. This movie is often forgotten when gangster and mafia films are mentioned. Yet, the plot is based on a true story and Depp's performance is extremely convincing and one of the best gangster renditions out there. Tom Hansen in 21 Jump Street. Now, 21 Jump Street is the show that made a teen idol out of Johnny Depp. This series is about a group of police officers who undercover in high schools. Yes, they look very young and can easily pass for high schoolers. Their mission is to investigate drug trafficking, alcoholism, gangs violence, any sort of crime or abuse you can find at a school. Officer Tom Hansen, portrayed by Johnny Depp, and his team are here to put an end to it. That's it for me today. Let us know in the comments which Johnny Depp roles is your favorite or the most iconic to you. Thank you, and I will see you next week.